Okay. After reviewing the stimulus documents for Performance Task 2, it became clear that there is a common theme of courage among each of the documents. In the first document by Ted Thomas and Ida Shalev, they go over extensive research on the topic of moral courage. This prompted me to ask the question, how far can courage go in the world of ethics? For this question, I went a little bit deeper and thought of specific instances of moments of moral courage, and the first name that came to mind was Desmond Doss. Now the question that I find myself asking is, to what extent does moral courage in the instance of Desmond Doss push the limits of ethics? So first let me tell you about Desmond Doss. Desmond Doss worked in a shipyard and once he received his draft card, he could have chosen to defer because he worked in a shipyard, but he chose to join the military because he felt that it was his duty to serve his country. Doss was a Seventh-day Adventist, which is a Christian denomination. Christian beliefs were not uncommon for men joining the military at this time, but Desmond Doss believed that he did not want to engage in any violence during his time in the military. He wouldn't pick up a weapon, and on Saturdays he requested that he would have his Sabbath. This did not lead to much acceptance from the military, and Doss was often bullied by his peers, and he was attempted to be court-martialed by his corporal. The court-martial was unsuccessful, and he was declared mentally unfit for the military. Doss still remained kind to all of his fellow military personnel, though. In Okinawan battle during World War II, there was a fight on Hacksaw Ridge, a battle on Hacksaw Ridge. The Okinawan soldiers began to close in on the U.S. Army, which caused them to retreat, and an order was told for them to retreat. An airstrike was called on the ridge, and everybody was running away. Doss did not listen to this retreat, however, and remained up on the ridge. While up on the ridge, he waited for a bit and then went to go rescue over 75 people on the ridge. Due to his actions on the ridge, he received a Medal of Honor and a Bronze Star for his actions. This ties into moral courage because Desmond Doss did not follow the order that was given to him, and he chose to do what he wanted to do by staying up on the ridge and not following direct orders. However, if he had not conducted this act of heroism, the soldiers would have lost their lives on that ridge, and Desmond Doss would have never received a Medal of Honor or been recognized to this day for his actions. This shows intelligent disobedience because him not following orders shows what he believes is right and that he is morally correct. Another stimulus article talked about how Simone Biles was a moral person and courageous. This also connects to her because she would do things that she believed was right, similarly to Desmond Doss. And this also proves that Desmond Doss was ethical in his actions and did not do anything wrong. The actions that Desmond Doss displayed showed his moral values and shows that he did not comply to peer pressure in the way that the peers around him in the military wanted him to. He showed that he had a true belief in what was right rather than following what he believed was wrong, such as the actions of retreating off of the ridge. And to this day, he is still commemorated and celebrated as a hero. That's my works cited.
thank you. Okay, so for this part, this is the question part of it, the oral defense. So I'll ask you two questions. One is about the research process, and the other one is about your argument in the paper. Um, so, how would you say that your research wound up going in a different direction than you originally anticipated?
So originally I thought that I would do more on moral courage and like how Desmond Doss did not exactly follow the orders that he was provided, but instead it went more into ethics, and it was like, how did what he did prove that what he did was right?
Alrighty. Um, what would you say are the implications of your findings for the greater community?
Like, how does it better the community?
Yeah, like what impact does it have on our
So the impact that it could have on the community is showing that moral courage and like the ethics that it takes to go into that is something that people need to pay more attention to, and something that you need to like find your own way to indulge in and use for your daily life.
All right, thank you. Go ahead and turn off the recording.